Hey everyone out there in the land of YouTube, this is Annette Dion. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. Today's Monday, August 29th, 2022. The moon is in Libra. I hope you had a good weekend. Let me read you something. This is a pocket guide to the Constitution of the United States of America. One of our viewers gave this to me because he knew how much I was interested in such things. Let's see. This is section 3 of Amendment 14, written in 1868. Just to kind of give you a flavor of our Constitution. Section 3, no person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. So, anyway, nobody should be, who's taken an oath to protect the United States of America shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. So I would say, based on what we're seeing in the United States right now, I would say that our Constitution is at risk. I know I'm telling you something that you already know, but I just thought I would share that. We should all have a pocket Constitution like Ruth Bader Ginsburg had. So, where to begin? If you are not a little bit freaked out by the fact that Donald J. Trump, and I'm saying fact because it's pretty obvious, that if you're not alarmed by the fact that he shared secrets with our enemies, top secret military secrets with our enemies, I envy you for not being freaked out by that. If you're not freaked out by that, I'm pretty freaked out by it. On Monday, was it Monday? I think it was Monday. Wait, it's been a long time. Friday. It was Friday, because I got back from Maine on Friday. And I hadn't even been home when I did a video here. So I had said that I had seen visions of something like helicopters, or it's Mar-a-Lago, and like a standoff situation that reminded me of Waco. And there's a threat of that. There's a threat that he will actually get to a point of holding the American people hostage, holding the government hostage, unless he gets his way. And I have mentioned, I'm not saying that to scare you, it's just that that's in the, realm of possibilities right now. So, lots of 9/11 kind of energy coming at me, was from what I can see, that there are some holes in our security. There are some pretty big holes in our security. That's my psychic impression. Our secrets have been leaked, given away in some cases, just handed over. I keep on thinking about that, him having the Saudis at Bedminster in New Jersey just a few weeks ago, about a month ago. And I was not comfortable with what conversations went on the golf course and over dinner. Not comfortable at all with what happened there. So we all need to be praying, and I encourage you all to come to the meditation on Tuesdays. I do have a lot of people that have signed up. Send an email to annettedion7@gmail.com and just type 20 in the subject line to receive the Zoom invite every Tuesday to join us in meditating and visualizing the United States of America being okay, being healed. So we see we're kind of in, we're sort of in the temperance, the temperance card mode where a lot hangs in the balance. If you if you are good with things moving under your feet and changing and keeping your bearings and keeping your sea legs, then it's a little easier for you. But some people really need some sense of stability in order to feel safe. We all need that, just, one degree or another. Going to take a look at the cards. And these are things that I have asked, but I'm going to ask again because everything's always changing, as I just said. And I want to see with the cards, are we in danger presently? Telling you one thing, the rest of the world, our allies, are not happy. Our allies never liked Trump. Well, Trump was cozying up to Kim Jong-un and, what's his face, Putin. So let's see. So the moon's in Libra today, so it's a good day to relate with one another. And Libra is the scale, so it is. It's kind of like what I was just saying, we're really, there's a lot hanging in the balance. So I'm asking if we're safe. I'm not putting this out there to freak people out. I'm just saying, based on the current energy, the likelihood that we will see violence is, on a scale of 1 to 10, about a 6.5 right now. I do believe we can change the trajectory of events by focusing and praying. That's why we do that on Tuesday nights. I see a lot of holes being plugged up in terms of leaks of information. I do see that some of the stuff the guides are saying Trump is pretty dumb. Well, that doesn't seem like that's a good thing, that he's dumb and would have divulged so much. Believe it or not, what I'm picking up is a lot of the documents that he took to Mar-a-Lago were just for bragging. But that doesn't mean all of them. And that doesn't mean spies didn't get in and steal our information, because they did. We do have some really great intelligence agencies that are, national security agencies that are going through everything with a fine-tooth comb in terms of the documents. And as I had said before, they're scrambling and changing as much information as they possibly can, especially starting with the top secret information. So that is going on. That gives me some comfort. But we will see some incidents of violence. Let me ask the pendulum. Am I seeing am I seeing, yes, I am seeing incidences of violence. So I'm going to ask the pendulum, are these incidences of violence that I'm seeing, are they domestic? They're domestic. Domestic incidences of violence. Is this connected to Donald J. Trump's being arrested? If it looks like yes. All right. Well, since I'm on that track, will it be at Mar-a-Lago? See, that's what I keep seeing. I'm having a vision of something happening at Mar-a-Lago. So he's in New Jersey for the summer, and then he goes to Mar-a-Lago. I cannot believe this man is walking free right at this moment. It's trying to just get a grip. But I have the 9 of Wands, which means they will capture Donald Trump. I don't know what that means. I don't know what capture means. What do you mean they'll capture him? He'll be, yeah, like I said the other day, he'll be cornered. I feel it's legally cornered more than physically cornered. But being legally cornered will then lead to him being physically cornered in terms of, people coming up and going, sir, like he likes to say, sir. The guides are saying they will do it gently. They will do it gently. I feel like Donald is going to be called in for testimony, for interrogation. I do feel that. He'll be called in for interrogation, and it's going to be done in the most mild-mannered way that's possible. But he'll still be crying like, oh, they're persecuting me. You know, the wheel of fortune is turning in our favor. So that feels better. Are we going to experience a foreign attack? So if it brings you any consolation, I'm not seeing a foreign attack on our soil. Will we see attacks on agents that are overseas? I do see that. So pray for those, service people that are overseas, at embassies and such. You know, Mary Trump did say he's like the world's most dangerous man. He truly is. It's mind-boggling. In other news, I'm sure that if you watched the news today, you saw, or yesterday I think it was, that he said it. Lindsey Graham was threatening violence. He was saying it's can you imagine being that beholden to the crime boss that you get on national television? Oh, it's Fox. It doesn't really count in a way, but then it got all over the other networks that, he's just, I feel like that came straight from Trump's mouth. That Trump told Lindsey to say that. To say, if Donald Trump is indicted, is that what he said? There's going to be riots on the streets. I know, people, it's hard. When you think about, this is our national security. This is about all of us being in danger. Remember the terrorist codes after 9/11? We had to, do all these extra security measures. Prior to that, anybody could walk into the cockpit of an airplane, which was crazy. That's the equivalent of, in a way, if anyone can walk into Mar-a-Lago and everything's just right there. Anyway, so Trump has put our entire country at risk. The Republicans and the MAGA and the Trumpsters, they are at risk too. Are they not thinking of that? We need to ask the cards. Do they just not understand that there's no comprende? It's like, this is dangerous for all of us. This is not a political thing. This is dangerous for all of us if our national security secrets are leaked. I'm going to take a look at the cards to see, are people understanding? Are enough people understanding the danger that he's put us in? I just keep on getting something's going to happen that's going to wake people up. I actually, according to the pendulum, what it looks like is an attack overseas on one of our embassies or intelligence agencies. That's what I'm picking up. So we have to pray a lot. But the hangman is indicating that enough people have woken up to this danger. So don't think that Lindsey Graham is in the majority. And the truth will prevail. But I do feel like it's going to come as a result of a scare. There will be a scare. And we will surrender to the truth. Our national security has been compromised. But the truth will give us a lot of strength. I do see the United States. Let me pick my other pendulum. Just to switch it up. I do think the United States is going to be stronger as a result of all this stuff. Is that I mean, it's such a weird thing to do readings nowadays because there's such a kind of a paradox. It's like see if I can explain it. It's like the bad things, the really, really bad things that are happening are going to are on the pathway. They're going to lead to the good things happening. But it's like a big storm. I keep seeing a big storm in the ocean. It's really bad, and your boat almost sinks. And, you know, like, I keep on seeing it that way. It's like, this is a really big storm time that we're in. It's all that Pluto energy. I'm not an astrologer, but I've heard enough about this Pluto return. You might know more about that than I do. But it's so odd because, you know, it's like the whole abortion ban situation. It's like, the more heinous it is, the more the opposing forces for good gain strength from it. So our national security will be more secure after all this fiasco. So the United States is going to be stronger because of this. Yes, it's going to be stronger. We're going to be a stronger country. Once the yahoos go away. And I don't mean the company. I mean the buffoons. I mentioned, we were talking the other night at Grassroots of Democracy about the need for education to be accessible and mostly free. Because we are suffering from a lack of intelligence. And I'm not talking about national security intelligence. I'm talking about brains. And I don't want to say anything negative about the whole legalization of cannabis, except that I read an article that the young 20-somethings are getting really addicted to cannabis. And this is not a whole, I have nothing against cannabis. I'm just saying that for a young mind that's just starting to figure things out, if they are not going to college and they're not being challenged and not being inspired and being curious to know more about things like government, we'll have a generation of people that are just a bunch of stoner airheads, and we don't need that. Wow. Anyway, I don't know why I got into that. I'm just saying that, you know, the United States of America needs more people that are educated, that are woke. Ron DeSantis. Speaking of Ron DeSantis, which he just popped in because he's so anti-woke, they go on and on and on about it like it makes any sense. Is that in the dictionary, anti-woke? Anyway, I keep seeing Ron DeSantis being swept up in like waves of stuff that's just too much. And I briefly heard this morning, as far as Ron DeSantis goes, I briefly heard that there was some kind of unexpected tragedy that happened. I mean, it slipped right by really quick on MSNBC this morning. That there was some kind of a fundraising event that was like mega bucks for a ticket that Ron DeSantis was hosting. And it got canceled because some unforeseen tragedy. That's what I heard. And then I didn't hear anything more about it. But right now, we're looking at the United States. Are people going to really, I just kind of saw a yes, but enough people going to be smart enough to wake up to, I mean, Donald Trump basically just threw our entire country under the bus. That's what he does. It's what he's done to all the people that ever put him in, helped to get him in a certain position, right? Think about it. All the people that Donald Trump, you know, that helped Donald Trump to get to where he is or where he's gotten to, which he shouldn't have. Like Michael Cohen, you know, Giuliani's, you know, his Weisselberg, Eastman, you know, all these people, all the insurrectionists, all these people that have done so much for Donald Trump, he throws them under the bus. Including the entire freaking United States of America. He's thrown under the bus, which I got wind of that at Helsinki. This country is in so many ways so blind. Anyway, Is America going to wake up? Well, this is the illumination card, the sun. Yeah, we are waking up. We're lining it up. The Democrats are lining it up. Remember, Democrats stand for democracy. It's not a divisive thing. Democracy, it shouldn't be a divisive thing. And the judgment card, this is the karma card. We are actually experiencing in this country a lot of unresolved karma. A lot, not paying reparations for slavery, not, treating each other right in terms of, all the racism that's happened, and in general. The Six of Wands, yeah, wait till the January 6th committee. These things are all going to culminate in a mountain of information against Donald Trump. That's when he's going to feel cornered, and that's when we're in the danger zone. Not that we're not already in the danger zone, but when he's cornered, he's like a caged animal. And Lindsey Graham, let's take a look at some cards about Lindsey. Let's see. Oh, dropped one. That's what I do. It's part of my show. Oh, look at this. The Nine of Cups. This is about Lindsey Graham. He's just wanting... Don't look at the card literally, okay? He's just like adoring Donald Trump, adoring. Oh, he's so amazing. This is almost like a love affair. Lindsey Graham so needs Donald Trump's approval. It's sad. It's very sad. Extremely sad. And that's why he's doing that. And I feel like that the Donald is doing to Lindsey Graham what the Donald needs done for him in terms of he's flattering Lindsey. He's making Lindsey feel like he's really important and special. And he's also, I feel like Trump is somehow telling Lindsey that he doesn't have to go to that Georgia thing. That's funny. You don't have to go to that Georgia thing. Just blow it off like I do all the time. The big orange Cheeto is really on another planet. He really is delusional. Let's take a look. And if I hear one more news person, they're not saying it much anymore. But if I hear anybody say anything about him running for president in 2024, I might have to move to Canada. Not even kidding. This is Lindsey Graham. I had 2 more cards for him. Whoa! Lindsey is deluding himself. This is how he's kind of surviving this time that he's in. Lindsey Graham has gotten himself into, like, see, here's how the story goes. This is Lindsey Graham looking up to Trump, looking up the energy of looking up to Trump, looking up to Trump. Oh, he's so wonderful. He's good. He's telling me not to go to Georgia. Well, Lindsey's got another thing coming, because it's over for him. He won't be able to run for anything. Is Lindsey Graham going to jail? I don't think he could survive it. I don't think he could survive jail. Is Lindsey Graham going to jail? Doesn't look like jail. Doesn't look like actual prison. Is Lindsey going to be prevented from running for office again? It feels like he'll be prevented from running for office. Lindsey Graham will. Well, it's, election fraud, right? All the things they accuse everybody else of doing. Is Lindsey Graham going to have to resign from politics? He will have to retire from politics. He won't be able to be... That's what I'm seeing. These aren't good. So he's delusionally thinking that he can't possibly get in trouble, and he most certainly is. This is a heartbreak, big disappointment. I feel like Lindsey's got a big shocker coming at him. Shockingness. Really? I have some questions on my iPad. Yes, I did my homework. Kind of. The nuclear plant in Ukraine. Now, I had said about that was last week, maybe. I had said about that I saw world leaders coming together and moving into that plant. Don't ask me the name of it. I have got to figure out how to pronounce it. Anyway, this huge nuclear power plant in Ukraine. The Russians have taken it over. The Ukrainians are there working at gunpoint. I'm telling you, count your blessings that if things are good for you, just thank you, seriously. There's some heinous, horrible things happening in the world. Anyway, so they're handing out iodine pills to the surrounding areas. That's pretty serious. They say with an abundance of caution, but that's because they know something's going to happen. That's my opinion. And so I had said the world leaders would come together and be able to prevent a nuclear meltdown like Chernobyl and Fukushima. That's what I saw, and that's what's happening now. It's been online and offline. Let's take a look at the cards and see. About the plant. Oh, Putin's feeling really isolated. Really isolated. This is about the nuclear plant. What's going to happen with the magician? The angels and guides are going to rush in. I mean, there's help from the etheric. It's a delicate dance, but I feel like there's not going to be a meltdown. I feel like this is like the celebration, like yay, it didn't happen card. So, but I do sense leaks. I do feel leaks. Has radiation leaked from the Russian attacks? Has radiation leaked? It's not wanting to tell me. Maybe that question's too general. Has enough radiation leaked from the plant that could do damage to the nearby area? Yeah. Are the people around the nuclear plant in Ukraine in danger presently? Not presently. So we'll see how that unfolds, but I really do feel the world leaders have a lot of guidance. The ones that listen, that are doing the good of the people, the world leaders that are really like leading big countries and smaller countries in Europe, that have the public good in their interest. They are very much guided. They are. I mean, think about it. How are we even still here? How are we even still here? It's a miracle that we're still here with all the risks that we take as humans. But I'm telling you, we're on the precipice a little bit too with this global climate warming and all that. So there's the Ukraine thing. Let's see. How are things looking in Georgia? I guess Mark Meadows has to talk, right? I don't know how we would get out of that. I just told you what was going to happen for Lindsey in Georgia. Is Trump going to show up for Fani Willis? Is he going to show up for Fani Willis? The pendulum doesn't want to give me the answer to that one either. Fine, be that way. Let's take a look at the cards. Maybe the cards will behave better. Trump, Georgia. Boy, does she have a strong case. The Magician. This is about Trump and Fani Willis. They have a strong case against. There's nothing he can say to get him out of. It's black and white. It's right there, and I don't mean race. It's right there. I've said that about Fani Willis all along. In the grand jury and Georgia. That's a win for the Democrats. what happens in Georgia with Fani Willis and all that court stuff and Lindsey and Mark Meadows is a win for the Democrats, which leads me to believe that the Democrats are going to win in Georgia. Remember, Ossoff and Warnock won on January 5th, 2021. And that was another situation. I was like, oh, really, really good. Oh, really, really bad. Really, really good, January 5th, 2021. Really, really bad, January 6th, 2021. It's kind of back and forth. The dark is winning, the light's winning, the dark is winning, the light's winning. Kind of like what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. I'm seeing a pattern here. Honestly. Let's see. Oh, I must have remembered my questions because I've answered a few of them already. Are former Republicans and independent voters, well, I mean, like, you know, old-fashioned Republicans and independent voters going to flip to voting for all Democrats? Let's see what's going to happen with that. Some of them will just sit it out. Some traditional Republicans will just sit out the next elections because they don't want to vote for these fascist. Hats off to Joe Biden for calling it what it is. So a lot of them, the old-fashioned Republicans and independents, not the majority, but a lot will sit it out. This is our Constitution. Our Constitution stays strong. It needs to be strengthened more, but it does stay strong. The Queen of Wands, which is the women's issues, are going to cause a lot of old-fashioned Republicans and independents to vote for Democrats. That I keep seeing consistently. That is consistent. Shall we look at Greg Abbott right now? Is Greg Abbott going to get in trouble for busing 10,000 immigrants without a plan to New York and D.C.? There will be talks about what's going on. That's already happening. Greg Abbott illegally shipping human beings without a plan to New York City and Washington, D.C. to the tune of 10,000 immigrants without a plan. This is Greg Abbott is going to be feeling pretty isolated because Beto's got all these people, you know, following him now. And the Empress of the United States wins against Greg Abbott. Yippee! Let's ring the bell on that one. Yay! Sorry if that was a little loud. Ron DeSantis. I know. Same old, but let's see where everything is now. Ron DeSantis and Christ. Support Christ. We got to get DeSatan out of there. What's going on with DeSatan right now? Justice is coming for DeSatan. And it's going to be highly emotional for him. And he's going to have to surrender. Ron DeSatan. This justice card is coming up all over the place tonight. Did you notice that? Justice is coming for Ron DeSantis. I'm seeing Disney. I'm seeing Disney. Anyway, justice is coming for him. It's going to be highly emotional. Ron DeSantis is really, there's something going on. I did hear that line really quickly this morning that there's some kind of a tragedy happened. And then there was no more news about it. So he must have kept it hush-hush, whatever it was. I had said a long time ago that Ron DeSantis' wife having breast cancer was going to derail him in some way. I haven't heard anything about her health condition. But anyway, I'm not saying she's going to die. I'm just saying it was going to throw him off balance, throw him off his game. That, among other things. Surrender. He's going to have to surrender to justice It's going to be highly emotional. That man is not okay. Hello, Ron DeSantis is not okay. He's a narcissist, and he's a sociopath, and he's murderous. This whole abortion situation, I mean, I know there's a lot more going on than that with Ron DeSantis, but this whole abortion situation is creating the tipping point, because now we're starting to unfortunately see the repercussions of this heinous, draconian, medieval, awful, misogynist law telling women what to do, what they can and cannot do with their bodies. I see the Supreme Court really weak right now. But anyway, when people look at what they're doing to women who find themselves in situations that are horribly traumatic, like becoming pregnant, unwanted, having an unwanted pregnancy, and then the suffering and the turmoil and the pain, the emotional trauma, the physical trauma, all of it. For these, just mean, cruel people in positions of leadership that shouldn't be in positions of leadership, to actually take that poor woman who is absolutely suffering and traumatized by the news of an unwanted pregnancy, or being raped, or a victim of incest, to take that vulnerable, suffering person and to twist the knife. Oh, you're suffering? Let's give you more suffering. That's the tipping point. That's the tipping point. We all know people, or, God forbid, or have been in that position, women have been in that position. Or, I look at somebody like Stitt, Governor Stitt, or like Ken Paxton, and, what if it was their daughter who needed to have a DNC because of a sepsis situation, or you know what I mean? It's like, is it different then, or do you want that woman that you love to suffer more? And we heard about the woman who, was told she can't have an abortion when she found out that her baby she was carrying wasn't going to develop a skull. She had to go to another state. She was in, I don't know if it was Louisiana or Mississippi, I forgot. I'm pulling cards on this abortion ban. Oh, the Republicans. So their response to this sort of like this sort of like landslide of people that don't, huge amounts of people that don't want abortion bans, as soon as they really get it, how unpopular it is, their next move is to keep people from voting. They're already doing it now. Their next move is that's their only other option, to stop voting. Remember, don't forget, when Trump, November 3rd, was it, 2021? I think that was the date. There were actually people banging on the windows for the election poll workers to stop counting. Stop the count. Because that's the GOP's approach to winning elections. To stop the count. That's what we're going to see, because the Republicans are going to see how unpopular these abortion bans are, and instead of fixing it, they're going to try to stop democracy. Do not go back to sleep. Stay woke. That's going to be my new thing. Stay woke. We offer kind energy. Anyway, that's what they're going to do. So get ready for that. Get ready for that. We have to just be like all over the place. Never let up. grassrootsofdemocracy@gmail.com. Send us an email. Type AYE in the subject line. You will receive a Zoom invite to come to our meetings. Somebody told me today they're having a hard time receiving it, so We have to find out what's going on with that. Anyway, so this is like, so this misogynistic, murderous law, these bans the states are having, is actually going to lead to a victory for the Democrats. That's a victory card. That's celebration. This is the Republicans. They can't stop that many votes. The magician is going to turn things around in the Six of Pentacles. It's something that's going to happen, like I mentioned the other day, with the January 6th committee. The next hearing is going to be gangbusters. It's going to be, I mean, they've all been just like, oh my God, like we're a deer in the headlights. They did that too. They did that too. He did that too. He did that too. There's going to be so much of that. There comes a point where the whole thing does have to tumble down. Let's see what else I have. So they're calling it Rovember. I don't know why I want to look at what Marjorie Taylor Greene is up to. I want to just look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't like want to look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I'm curious. Did you hear that Matt Gaetz won? Oh, just his name. Just his name makes me nauseous. As does Marjorie Taylor Greene's. Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene is kissing up. You know what's so funny about this? I kind of see... Marjorie Taylor Greene is like... I don't know how to say it, so I'm not going to say it. Anyway, sorry, I hate when people do that to me too. She's kissing up in order to get in a position, in order to get elected. But I know she already won one of the elections. Anyway, I have to catch up. She's selling out. I'll put it that way. Marjorie Taylor Greene is totally 100% selling out. She's being paid to be so awful. I remember a long time ago, I read an article somewhere that was talking about, this might have been like 10, 12 years ago. This article was talking about, you know what? Human nature is that we don't like, this is just human nature. We don't like to see people being treated meanly. Normal humans, right? We don't like that. We don't like mudslinging. We don't like people lying. We don't like people just being evil and cruel. We don't like that. And as much as you might say, well, we're so desensitized because there's so much violence on TV and all that, as much as you might say that or think that, it's a fundamental truth. We don't like to see people be like suffering. Most of us. Unless there's something wrong with our brains and we're sociopaths or psychopaths, murderers. But normal people don't like seeing others being treated cruelly. And that, you know, Charlie Crist, I know he was a Republican, but now he's running as a Democrat against DeSantis. I knew he was going to be on the other day, I think it was yesterday, being interviewed, and I made a point to make sure that I caught it, and he was talking about Ron DeSantis stands for cruelty, but Charlie Crist stands for love. And he was actually saying, I feel like I was watching my Church of Spirituality for a second, because he was like, love wins, love wins, love is the answer. I'm like, maybe he's been watching me. I'm just kidding. I mean, but I know that's what I always say. But as one goes, so goes the rest. So as he starts to talk about love wins, other people will start saying love wins, and now we're going to start standing for love wins over cruelty. And people can get behind that. Most people will get behind that. I know it's the minority that is the violent, irrational, domestic terrorist extremists. But I believe in this country, and I believe in the goodness of the people in this country. I truly, 100%, 100%. I truly do. And that is a strong, strong, strong feeling that I have. So I want you all to count on the love, too. I'm going to just pull 3 cards about Charlie Crist in Florida, because Florida needs a new governor. You think? Florida needs a new governor. Man, this card just keeps coming up. The Justice card. Didn't I just get that about Ron DeSantis? Florida's going through a lot of pain. A lot of pain. And the Prince of Swords. Yeah, Charlie Crist has a brand new message. And it's going to change things. Because he's going to point out how Florida is suffering and how unjust Ron DeSantis has been. I think Charlie Crist will win. Let's ask about Val Demings. Is Val Demings going to beat Marco Rubio? Val Demings going to beat Marco Rubio. Yep. Now, mind you all, they are, the GOP, all they have left is cheating. That's all they have left in their bag of bad tricks. Cheating. Cheat, 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 cheat. Oh, Brian Kemp was supposed to, he was, I see the devil card. Brian Kemp was fighting, I think he was a subpoena. It's so hard to keep track of all these legal terms. And Georgia. Let's take a peek at him. Brian Kemp. Boy, if we start going through all the people that are in trouble and reading on every single one, we'll be here for 2 hours. I don't want to keep you that long. Okay. By the way, thank you for your comments. And some people are like, oh, it's not too long. And so I appreciate that. I appreciate all your comments. And I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't respond because I don't like to play favorites. But I do read your comments, so thank you. And then I delete the nasty ones. So, of course, it's what you got to do. It's part of the job. This is what the Republicans are going through right now. They will cheat. They will cheat. They will try to cheat. They'll attempt it. The Hermit, the GOP is going to be left isolated on their own. Better Democratic events are coming. Better Democratic events are coming. Let's read real quick on Joe Biden. I saw a clip of DeSantis making fun of Joe Biden, and you know, he's got all his yahoos around him, like cheering as Ron DeSantis is cruelly making fun of Joe Biden. How low do you go? I mean, it's like Dr. Oz, like trying to use that Fetterman had a stroke to win over him, to win against him. People don't like that. Don't be fooled when people around Ron DeSantis are like watching him mocking Joe Biden, like acting like Joe Biden's squinting and, you know, making fun of him and like doing the whole Trump thing that Biden's slow and Biden hasn't done anything. That is so far from the truth. Oh, those 3 cards were supposed to be about Joe Biden. I got lost for a second. Let's take a look. People are getting angry at the way that others are being treated. Especially the way women are being treated. People are really, really, really angry. This and Trump stealing our national security secrets and selling them or giving them away. People are very, very, very angry. And I know that there's a healthy place for anger, and anger is a great motivator. If somebody's treating somebody you love unjustly, you're going to fight. Think of the whole mama bear concept. You're going to fight. Biden's doing all right. He's got a lot of work to do, but I feel like he's looking strong. And I have said before Biden even won, The election, I kept saying again and again and again and again, we just needed Trump out of the White House. The longer he stayed, the more like super glue he would be. He'd just super glue himself to the seat in the Oval Office, Trump would have. And Joe Biden, I used to just say before the election, he's a placeholder. But he's done, actually, he's sort of exceeded my expectations. I just knew we needed Joe Biden in there to put sanity back in the White House. I'm just going to do this for fun. Is a Democrat going to win in 2024? Is a Democrat going to win the presidency? It's probably not going to tell me. It's too soon. We have to wait. Are the Democrats going to win? Are the Democrats going to win in the midterms? Democrats going to win in the midterms. Yes, this trajectory that we're on will continue. And that's the way it is. This is Annette Dion with the Psychic News Network. If you'd like to book a reading, just send an email to annettedionpsychic@gmail.com. Please check out Church of Spirituality if you need a little upliftment. There's music, there's spiritual readings, like sacred texts. There's a sermon. It's free. What else do I have for you? It's all free. For now! I love you guys. Have a good night and or good day, whatever it is. And I'll see you real soon. I'm doing a show with Corey on Wednesday. If something major happens in between, I'll pop in for a shorter video. Okay, namaste. See ya.